I'm going to go ahead and take zero blame for this hiatus and pin it all on you, mate.
If it's not Joshua Malusi opposite me on the couch. As you can see in the background, we've got
I've aged.
The last podcast we played, and it said new upload schedule.
New upload schedule. We don't.
To which we announced we were doing one a week.
One a week. We said it didn't matter what day.
Yep, we're gonna do it.
We're going to do it. And it's been 2 months?
It's been about 6 weeks, I think, or something like that. Now, I'd just like to say, I think we scrapped the one a week at whatever day. We need to have a schedule again.
We need to have like a specific date, time that
we
it gets
can't
uploaded.
work around. Like, that is what it's going to happen.
Yeah, that is a non-negotiable part of our day. It's like work. We have to.
So whether we have to film on a Friday or earlier Saturday morning, I couldn't give a shit. But it has to be penciled in and we have to do it.
And we're going to record the state titles and we're going to record a podcast while we're at the Airbnb as well, I reckon.
Indeed. And I got to keep a close eye on this recorder, mate. Because
as soon as that goes fucking...
skew width, we're stopping.
We're stopping.
Because
if it does stop. Hopefully it doesn't.
We've reformatted the drive, but we lost the SD card that did work. So now we're trying the one that didn't work before, but...
Yeah, because, you know, if it fails once, it'll probably not fail again. It's
exactly. Mate, positivity is...
Exactly.
Is the fuel of the world. It's probably not. Negativity probably is.
Yeah.
But we're all for it.
Absolutely.
How have you been, mate?
Hey, I'm fucking... Mate, it's been a roller coaster, buddy.
It really has.
Where do I start, mate? I don't even remember what we spoke about the last time we were on the podcast.
I've got no clue. But a lot's happened in those times.
Obviously. A lot has happened.
A lot.
I think. Oh, fuck it. There's been some races going on.
It has?
Most recently, I was at the City of Perth Titles. You were there.
I was there. I was pit crew.
You were pit crew.
Not racing, but pit crewing.
Wet quali, right?
Yep.
Jumped out on the track. Last minute, obviously started raining, so we had to get the wet setup going.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped out. Felt all right. Did some laps.
I was on the sideline.
Yeah, you were on the sideline watching the times, came out and qualified well.
P2, mate.
Yeah,
P2. I was impressed. But as I say, that first lap you did, you were P5. You were in the top 10 the whole time. So even then I was like...
You're like, here we go.
This guy pulled this out.
I can go. I don't know. That's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
So qualified P2, race 1, see you later off the track. Gone. There goes P2, right there. Shunted off the track by Van Dinkelberg himself. Van Dickhead.
What if Van Dinkelberg watches these? Van Dinkelberg, if you watch these,
if you're watching these, just fucking overtake like a normal person. Yeah, there's no need to punt someone off.
Don't be Max Verstappen at actually every single track him and Lewis Hamilton raced last year.
Yeah, literally.
Eventually, mate, you'll end up at Max Hamilton at Silverstone, and you will be
you'll be hitting with 60 Gs into a fucking fence.
And we would hate for that to happen.
Would hate that. So I don't want to see that happen.
Word of advice, just tone it down a bit.
Yeah. And race 2, I was like, redemption time.
Mm-hmm.
Took off the tape off my radiator. Bought the wheels out. So I thought. Bought the wheels in.
Yep.
Bought them in too much.
A little bit too much.
Like 20 centimetres.
Yeah.
So I had no grip in the corners, no heat in my engine because I didn't warm it up and I didn't have tape around my radiator.
Yep.
Also, just quickly.
Yep. Continue.
Episode...
I actually have no fucking clue.
Doesn't matter.
20-something.
Engine didn't heat up.
Yep.
No power. No grip. Shit result. Finally, the race before I retired, the race I retired at, I think it was electrical issues. I want to say it's electrical, but who knows? Point being, there's an upside down, high
started
and low
high,
weekend.
And it was a constant downfall.
It was through the floor after that.
Yeah, it was like an uncontrolled descent. It was like jumping out of a plane without a parachute.
Spiraling out of control.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right.
With an anvil.
Yep.
Attached to you.
Exactly right. Concrete blocks on the ankles, out of a plane. You've got no fucking hope, man.
That's it. You're not bouncing.
You started high. You'd reach cruising altitude. Boom.
Plummeting. Gravity kicked in.
It was honestly MH370 all over again.
It was. I went missing.
Word is we still can't find him.
You saw me on the track looking good.
We can't.
I went missing.
Yeah. So it was it was wet. It was a wet weekend. Right? That was the only thing I didn't like. But it was really good to be back down the track again. So yeah.
Yeah.
City, we got state titles.
Coming up September 30th to the October 2nd to the October 2nd.
Yep. So
we're going to be there. It's going to be streamed.
I reckon filming and everything a podcast down there be sick.
I'm keen to actually film that weekend. Slight thing I'm going to try and get away with is I've got a cam box now.
Yeah, I mean, you tell me that, right?
Helmet view potentially for that race weekend will be in the books, in the cards.
Yep.
So yeah, exciting
times.
That's pretty much to summarise. Work's been flat out.
Yep.
Life's been flat out.
Yep.
The huge.
The huge.
How about yourself,
huge.
mate?
I've actually had a lot going on.
Yes, you have.
So I had the national conference in Adelaide.
Yep.
Last week. So flew out on Tuesday. Just quickly, any of the viewers from Adelaide, I feel sorry for you because it is an absolute shithole of this country. It is the arsehole of Australia. And it so happens that it is on the south side of Australia, right down the bottom. But fuck,
Yeah.
it's crack city, mate. It's fucked.
It's a rough place.
I will never, ever, ever, ever pay for a plane ticket there voluntarily. I can fucking tell you that right now. And honestly, I think there is some Adelaide viewers. I'm
If
assuming
you're
there is.
viewing from Adelaide,
Turn it off.
if you're viewing from Adelaide,
Move.
is it buffering right now?
Like, all I'm saying is we've given you 6 weeks from the last episode to this episode to move to another state. And if you're still there,
If you're still in Adelaide and you're not viewing this from fucking Perth or Melbourne or Sydney
or anywhere, absolutely anywhere. I couldn't give a fuck if you moved to Kalgoorlie as long as you're out of South Australia and Adelaide, because it is shit.
Yeah.
I bought a suit, brand new suit, before I went. Conveniently left late for the airport, left it on the chair.
Oh,
Yeah, brilliant.
perfect.
So that day I was like, I'm gonna go buy another suit. So I'm walking down Rundle Street Mall, which is like an outside mall, and I
Have
just
you been to Gold Coast?
Yep.
What is that called? I think it's called Pac Fair, Pacific
Pacific
Fair.
Fair.
Where it's outside, like it's an outside mall?
But this was like Perth's like outside mall. It's just a street down. You walk down the
okay.
middle.
Oh, I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I come around the corner and all I hear is like, I'm gonna turn myself down for a bit here. All I hear is,
Oh.
yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck could that? Some dude standing on top of a sculpture, cracked out of his brain, just fucking looking like a bird, screaming at everyone.
Oh, like a seagull.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck me, this place is fucked.
Yeah.
So-
it gets like that.
Yeah, but other than that, we had the conference.
I'm gonna aim to finish this beer.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers to episode. Yep.
Well, yeah, I feel really good about this episode. I told you over in the car, I was
actually
really excited to
record.
film this.
Yeah,
so that's
I was
good.
like, I'm keen. I have no idea what I'm going to speak about, but I'm keen.
Kind of flat.
Mm,
I think they've gone flat.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so I was drunk for basically 4 days, a 4-day hangover at this stage.
Of course.
But they had a lot of motivational speakers, right?
Okay.
And I want to get your take on this because I'm a bit, up until this point, I love my podcasts. I was like all for them. Now I'm sitting back, I'm not really sure. So we had this one panel, 4 of them, CEOs of these companies, and they're talking about their experiences. And I'm sitting up there going, fuckwits are just bragging. Oh yeah, I got this company, started it from the ground up with my dad, sold it to another person, and I bought this other company, started this other company, we sold that, bought another one, sold that. That one failed, but now we bought this one, sold that one, and we sold it for 150 mil.
Before you continue, have you noticed that that's how they will make their money? It's by selling the companies.
Building a company, selling the
Yeah,
company.
it's by selling it. It's
Yeah.
not by, because you can, I think it's valued at 8 times what your GP is for a year or something like
Yeah.
that. So just make your money doing that.
Yeah, exactly right.
You do $1 million for 1 year and you've just octupled your fucking.
Yeah, if you're doing $1 million turnover, sell it for 8 mil. But yeah, I was sitting up there going, you're bragging. This has no relevance to me. Do I look like the entrepreneur that's going to start up a fucking AI company and sell it for 200 million? No, I'm not.
No.
I'm
absolutely
Joshua
not.
Michael from Perth.
I'm
What?
fucking starting up a bloody muffin business.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, exactly. My muffin business might do $14 turnover, but 8 times that, I don't even want to try to do
I
that.
don't really want to get $112
No, I don't.
for nothing.
But if I did want that, you bet you know I could do it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we had them, and I'm like, okay, I get it. And then we had the CEO of Thank You, which I don't know if it's that company that is Australia's most successful entrepreneur, but it's like a non-for-profit. So they sell those water bottles that say thank you on it.
Oh, you see them at like Cotton On? The black ones?
I think they might do them in Cotton On, but yeah,
whatever.
all over
There's
the place.
heaps of water bottles for charity.
Yeah, and you buy them and you can help build, water sources for disadvantaged communities. And they do hand washes and all this stuff now. Great guy, and the story is absolutely fantastic. Like, hats off to him. I left there going like, fuck, I'm
Once
doing
again, what am I
fucking
doing
nothing
with
with
my
my
life?
life.
Yep,
I'm
yeah,
like,
the
this
standard.
dude, younger than me, met this girl.
That
Actually, no, he's not. Sorry, he's not younger than me.
if they're
But when
anywhere
he
near-
started the company, he was younger than me.
and you're like, well, there you go, wasted my potential
Was
already.
dating his girlfriend for 1 month, met this guy at his university while he was studying Think, decided to start a company. With $6,000 in their bank, they're now doing millions of dollars of turnover on books and all this crap. He's winning awards, meeting the president of the United States. Like, And I'm like, I left that meeting. I walked out and I said to mum and dad, I was like, I don't know what you're hoping these talks do to me, but all they've made me want to do is quit my job and go do something different and figure out what the fuck I'm
I don't
doing
know
with
if
my
you
life.
wanted me to gain some sort of
Yeah.
like drive from
Because it's not happening, mate.
Yeah.
We've gone back down to square one. All I
Yeah.
wanted to do was quit my job there and then and go start a company up.
Yeah.
Doing what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Selling muffins, $112.
Had a chat with I'm going to say it off air, but I had an interesting chat which I think would bode well for us
Okay.
in the karting situation.
Okay. I'm quite interested to hear what you've had to say now.
It's more so like a strategy or how it's done, you know?
Just ask Van Nigelberg.
Absolutely, just ram him off the track.
Yeah.
But first of all, has it corrupted the sound so far?
I haven't noticed it being corrupted.
Okay, well that's fantastic.
But I could pause it, and then we just go silent, don't make any noise, and then I could start it up again. I'll be able to stitch them all together. But it honestly looks like it's going fine. So,
Fuck it, we'll just gamble, mate.
and
It's
if it
not-
doesn't,
what's another 6 weeks?
if it doesn't,
You know?
exactly right. If it doesn't go well at the first distort, that's where the podcast is getting cut, and that's
the
what's going up.
podcast.
So it might be a 15-minute
It might be
podcast.
the intro.
It might literally be 5 minutes of a podcast.
And I will happily call that an episode.
Yeah.
Don't fucking play with us.
Well, it was one episode
you'll
of 5
see-
minutes is better than zero episodes of
You'll
6
see
weeks.
a 3-minute episode up there,
Yeah.
and we'll happily call it a full episode, and we'll just act like it never happened.
Yeah. Agreed. But this is a bit of a I want to get your
I
opinion.
was going to say, where are we getting at with the podcast here, mate?
Yeah. So walking down Rundle Street Mall, we'll just go back to that. I was at a cash register
Yeah, right. I forgot about
paying for something. And they go, would you like to make a donation? Or would you like to round up? Or would you like to make a donation? Now,
that. Absolutely not.
well, this is my point. I'm sitting there and I'm like, people behind me. So number one, they're listening in on the conversation I'm now having with the cashier. That should be private. I don't need you hearing what's going on.
Don't fucking...
Yeah.
No, fuck off.
But old mate's breathing down my neck because the cashier's gone, would you like to make a donation? Old mate from behind me stepped up 2 steps. He's listening.
He's like, this is
Yeah.
do or die.
This do or die. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Not really.
Does that make me a dick?
Nah.
You don't reckon? Because that is an unimaginable amount of pressure on you as a buyer.
How many days a week do you think the cashier's donating? Cashier's not donating shit.
That company's probably not donating shit.
They're getting fuck all. They're only donating what people are spending.
True.
The company's not donating fuck all.
But do you reckon the company then says, oh, we donated
Yeah.
200 million to charity,
Or
but
for
it's all gone from us?
every purchase we donate a fucking a 1% or $1 or whatever. No, you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
Absolutely
catfishing.
not.
They're catfishing the industry.
I'm pretty sure that 40 cents that you're rounding up, 20 of that, if that, is going to the charity. The rest of it's going to the company.
But I don't think that should be allowed. That's pressuring. That's not an unbiased place to ask me if I want to make a donation when
You
there's
should be
5
able to
people behind
pay
me in line.
first, and then have to pay a separate payment to do a donation.
Or just say, here's the link to donate if you want. Do it in your own time. Don't ask me when there's 5 people because now I have to donate.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, everyone behind me is like, oh, it's only 70 cents. And it is only 70 cents. But the principle of forcing
a
me to
curly
donate is
whirly.
wrong. That is a curly whirly. Used to be a McDonald's soft serve cone, but not anymore with inflation. Were they $1.20, $1.50?
I fucking don't know.
They used to be 20 cents when I was a kid.
I think it was a 30-cent cone.
Fucked, man. And you get 50
Yeah.
cents if you got a flake.
Yep.
Now, $1.20 or $1.50.
That is pocket money, mate. That is literally you've saved up a week
Yeah, 100%.
for a soft serve.
And you're lucky if when you go to McDonald's, if
It's
the machine's
there.
even fucking
They'll
working.
still take your money though, but they're just not
Yeah.
going to give you. They'll give you a cone.
Just an
They're
empty
give
cone
they'll give you a cone and say munch on that dickhead
with
and
a
that's
cup
it.
with just a liquid in it.
Yeah.
Like,
They'll
what if
spit in the cone and just hand you the cone
Exactly.
and be like, "There's your soft serve,
Like-
fuckwit," and then that's it. And they egg your car on your way past.
exactly. Douche. Like, what if I've saved up my week's worth of spare change to buy that cone? I go there on a Sunday night for a treat. So, sorry, mate, ice cream machine's not working. Like, brother, did you even turn the ice cream machine on?
So, I used to work at HJ's, right?
You did. We've heard a couple stories of what used to go on back there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And the soft serve machine and the frozen cut machine, shit like that, it would get knocked down, right?
Yeah. Ah.
Now I don't know if
Are you
Macca's
letting in
is-
some industry things?
I don't know if Macca's is the same, but essentially what would happen is like it just needed to be cleaned. That's pretty much the majority of it.
But does it need to be cleaned, or do you just meant to clean it?
it's just I don't know. It's just
'Cause
always down at some certain
it's-
part of the day.
Yeah,
and
but
it
it's not
has-
just certain part of the day. It's the busiest part of the day.
Yeah, I know.
It's the dinner rush.
And I think I can't remember. There's that, and also like it just doesn't freeze as good, or like the actual mixing side of things. Like it basically, long story short, it could still be made. Right.
Hear that?
But-
McDonald's Hungry Jacks, we got you figured out.
But Macca's workers, right? If you're
Yep.
watching, tell us what times a day are the typical times a day that this frozen Coke or soft serve machine are broken. For example, when they say, "Oh, we don't have any frozen Coke," stuff like that, that's literally because out the way that like those machines work, at least with HJs, out the back were like a bunch of boxes, and this piping system would go all the way through the fucking like actual restaurant to the back like area where all the like syrups were.
Yeah.
And you'd like screw them in, and then like it'd be like a vacuum and suck it out. So
Oh.
eventually, you don't have a box of Coke no sugar syrup anymore. So they just don't have that flavor. So for the frozen Coke, for the frozen machine, it could be either that or once again it's just broken.
Yeah.
But when they say, "Oh, we do have Coke and Fanta, but the frozen Coke's not working," it's actually just because they don't have frozen Coke.
This is why we're more powerful in pairs of people, because we have more minds to put to it.
That's
Because
it.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, now you do.
But now I'm at Siri.
But look, if you, as I said before, if you're working at McDonald's, mate, tell us.
Like, it has to be a legitimate reason. Because if I'm working there, it's harder to tell someone I don't have ice cream than to just go,
Part of me thinks,
and give them an ice cream.
yeah, well, part of me thinks that maybe it's actually just they need more hands on deck. And if there's
You reckon
people
they're
doing ice
short-staffed?
cream machines, like they're just less people making drinks and less people serving fries and at the front counter.
Yeah, okay.
If they're sitting there fucking, and it's a
Fucking
family of
swirling
8,
some shit.
family of 8 just wanting one, just soft serves.
8 soft serve cones
8 soft
and a
serves with some
McFlurry
chocolate
with.
chips and shit.
I used to get the Sunday cups, but I'd use a lid. I'd ask for a lid of ice cream instead of the cones. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Were you in the car with me that time when we went through the drive-thru to get a cone? I
Yes,
just
and you
absolutely
grabbed it.
Grabbed
Yes.
the cone.
Yep.
Yeah, good times. I think that was a TikTok. I think that was a TikTok
a
trend. I think it was around back
It
in
was. Yeah, it was.
the day.
But yeah. Where were we going?
How
with
did we
this?
even get to there?
How do we get to Macca's? I can't remember. You went through this shopping complex. Donations. 70 cents. There we go.
McDonald's. Yeah,
That's
good.
a curly
Well
whirly.
done.
That we're on. Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, the donation side of things doesn't make you a dick, mate. Doesn't make you a dick.
I don't know. I just feel like it
I
shouldn't be
feel like a
asked.
dick when I do it.
Yeah, I'm like, absolutely not. Like, what happened today?
But it's like with this, right? The way I think about it as well. You're in the shopping center, you get stopped by someone who's like, yeah, for $5 a day, you can save fucking Jamal from starving to death in
Yeah.
Detroit.
A whole ringa
Yeah.
in Cambodia.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's their job. They make money off of you donating. So
Non for profit, but
they still
have to make
it
money,
off
you know?
commission. And basically, knowing that they make money off of that,
Just
you
makes
shouldn't
me
feel
question.
bad to say no.
Yeah, it just makes me question their motives.
Well, yeah, obviously they're just saying it to make money, but like they're trying to guilt trip you into something that's just gonna make them money. And at the end of the day, it's like,
I miss the days when you were like 18 or 19 and
they
you
say,
couldn't
"Oh, you're
donate
too
till you're
young."
21.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
so good. I used it up until I was about, I reckon, 22, 23 maybe. Once
Sorry,
I
mate,
started
I'm
keeping a
17.
facial hair, and I was like, oh, I'm not 18, dude.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Like, really? I'm like, bro, why are you questioning my age? If I don't want to donate to your charity, I'm not going to donate.
you got their like full tattoos everywhere.
Yeah.
like, you're driving
Tatted
a
to
Rolls
shit. I've got
Royce.
6 kids,
Yeah.
4 prams.
One kid that's
I'm in the line at
one
Centrelink.
kid's 16. Yeah. Sorry,
I've
mate.
got 6 wives. It's like, nah, mate,
Sorry, mate.
I'm 17, buddy.
You're wheeling your mum in a wheelchair. She's like,
You're
90
in the
you're
wheelchair.
90 years old. Yeah, you're in the wheelchair being wheeled.
You're actually on an excursion from the retirement home. Nah,
One of those
mate.
exercise days. Sorry, mate. I'm 17.
He's knocking on your door in the
What's that,
retirement
Adelia?
village, and you're like, "My 17, I'm here to visit my grandparents."
What's that Adelia Rose has got? What's it called?
Oh, that fucking
Where
alien.
you like age really quickly. I don't know. Oh no,
One of those.
it's gonna randomly come to me while we're talking.
You know what? Again,
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
no, you got it.
I was just gonna say you said something about podcasts and then never touched on that subject again. When you were like, oh yeah, I was like, I thought about podcasts and I used to like them, but now like I don't know. And then you just fucking didn't say
Oh, because I
anything.
was leading into the subject about motivational speakers and shit. I still love podcasts, but
Right.
when
I get
you
what
listen to
mean.
motivational speakers, I think it can do one or two things. And sometimes it brushes off the wrong way.
I get what you mean now. Yeah. Cool. No worries. Makes sense.
Fuck, what was I going to go for? Oh, I had this, had a conversation with someone the other day. Speaking about Adelia Rose. Did you know the grammatically correct, in the dictionary way to refer to someone that is mentally slower or has an issue is a retard? That is what is in the dictionary. You are mentally retarded. That is what the medical term is. But it's
Well,
still
there you go.
offensive.
I think it's because you're saying it to someone who's not actually dealing with that. But then then again, it's even more offensive if there's someone who's slow and you're like, well, that retard over
Exactly.
there. That's true.
It's not socially acceptable for me to walk
It's
up to
not.
someone that is medically called a retard, I can't walk up to them and say, "What's going on, you retard?"
Yeah, right.
That's
Speaking of also
retards.
no,
Oh,
but politically correct. I'll get there eventually. I got pulled up the other day for saying Indigenous instead of Aboriginal. Apparently, Aboriginal is actually the more acceptable
I tend to
term.
disagree. I think Indigenous is the right thing to say.
Well, the thing is, I think Indigenous is
Indigenous.
sort of like, but I think Indigenous is sort of like a blanket statement where you're like, you're generalizing a big, huge lot of people.
Because I think Indigenous people are just like the native owners of said land. So I think like the
Yeah, 'cause
African
you could
Americans,
technically be, but then
Indian
I
Americans
was
are
like,
like
surely it's
the-
not offensive. Like, obviously, there's probably better ways to say it, but
I
you
wouldn't say it's
definitely without sounding bad, you hear more people try to negatively use the word Aboriginal than they do Indigenous.
Yeah.
So you'd think that it'd be less offensive when
exactly
being
right.
said. Anyway, point being, I was wrong.
But people are too fucking soft, man. There's nothing offensive about saying Indigenous or Aboriginal.
Yeah, it's like saying like, it's just it's the tone that it's said in.
Like,
it's not the actual word.
Yeah, like I get retard doesn't sound great, but medically speaking, that is the correct term to use.
Yeah.
But people get offended by it.
Yeah.
I think people are too soft. Like
Yeah.
if I say this has nothing to do with Aboriginals or Indigenous people, but if I said that black dude over there, that's racist. But if I don't know his name, culture, or who he is, and that is the best way to describe him, I'm only saying that because that's the only distinguishing factor I can give
being
you.
like, okay, there's like a whole room full of white people, right?
Yeah.
They're all white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yep.
And there's one Asian in the room.
You're gonna,
And they're gonna be like, which guy stole your purse? You're gonna be like, the quickest way to get that person.
Yep.
The Asian person over there.
And it's not because we're racist. It is literally the distinguishing factor in a group of people. If he was the only black guy and I didn't know his name, color, where he's from, who he is, I'm going to say the black guy over there. And it's not because I'm racist or the Asian guy, just because it's the best way to describe him and point him out in a crowd of people.
If that black guy was the only one wearing a fluorescent yellow top and everyone else was wearing a white top, I'd say the bloke with the yellow top.
The guy on the yellow top.
Yep.
Exactly right. But if he's
anyway,
not, if we're in a room
digress.
full of people wearing a school uniform,
Yeah.
that's how I'm describing him. And it's people get offensive to that, and it's wrong.
I just don't have to like.
Go to Bunnings, get a bag of cement, and harden the fuck up, people.
Absolutely.
All right? We're living in a pansy nation. As Andrew Tate would say, what colour's your Bugatti?
Rest in peace.
He's still around.
He's still around.
Not to the prevalence he was before, which
I
is...
still reckon he's pretty viral.
He is. Well, he's got that... What's that platform that's taking him on board now? There's a actual...
What that Trump Twitter is?
Nah, since he got banned, there's actually a specific company that's come out and said, we want you on our platform, and we're giving him the platform. It's its own streaming service type thing. And he's got more subscribers on that now than he ever did on YouTube or anything like that.
I know. It's
He's got
great.
millions on
it's
it now.
awesome.
And he only had 500,000 on YouTube. So fuck mainstream media.
Yeah.
Who I don't just feel like, fuck the police. that's the
Take it.
picture right there, eh?
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Nah,
That's crazy.
It's been wild. What else has been happening, mate? Fucking F1. I honestly, I'm getting bored of it this year.
Yep.
It's
well,
first of all,
Max Verstappen's driving in the league above his
they've
own.
given Perez a different car. Like literally, they've given Perez a different car. He has a different floor to Max, and they're saying it makes negligible difference. Blah 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 blah. But how come before like
I didn't know that. When did you find that out?
There's a few different articles. So that floor that they quote unquote trialed with Perez, I think it was in Spa or the like beforehand.
I think it was Hungary, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hungary, right? And how far off was Perez on the pace? And everyone was like, "Oh, it's because it's the new regulations." Blah 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 blah. Verstappen still hasn't changed his floor. So what their floor was legal, but they've basically just completely wiped Perez from contention with Verstappen.
Not surprised though.
Yeah, not surprised at all. He signed up to be the second driver. He's being treated like the second
Everyone
driver.
knows that, though.
But the fact is,
Why
at the start
DR
of the
left?
season, Perez was fucking.
Yeah, I don't know
toe-to-toe with
though.
him.
I even feel like an equal machinery Perez is not going to touch.
Yeah, Perez
Max
won't-
is driving at a level right now that is if you put, I'm convinced Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in equal cars, they would, like last year, they would gap the entire competition
yeah,
because
they
there's not
did
a
that.
single driver in that field that is on that
And
level.
people argue about Russell and Leclerc and everything else like that.
Good
And
drivers.
Russell would be up there, but he wouldn't be fighting for wins.
Nah, if you gave them all equal cars, I'm guaranteeing Max and Lewis are still
And
pulling out. gaps
Leclerc
and
would be
everything else.
quick getting a good quality lap and stuff, but Leclerc, as you can see, he just can't deal with he's not consistent enough.
No, over race, his
Yeah.
race pace, average race pace is just not there. Whereas Max, but I found it interesting. Like I watched obviously Monza, and Gasly Ricciardo tussled the entire 50 laps before he DNF'd. And the AlphaTauri was a quicker car. But as Gasly said in the post-interview, he did not make a single mistake. There was no opening for him. He hit every eight. Like, he did not make a mistake. And I think that's what separates Lewis and Max from the rest, because they don't make those little mistakes.
Yeah. No, it's
But it's very much, it's like watching Lewis Hamilton in his prime.
Yeah, it's just sport. Like, it's at least with like Hamilton in his dominance years, like he had Rosberg. Like when Mercedes was dominating, it was him and Rosberg versus each other. And then like Bottas came in.
Still,
Bottas could hold a fire to Hamilton better than Perez can.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And also in 17, 18, and 19, Ferrari were a threat.
Yeah, you had Ferrari, 2020.
Yeah, 2020 was the only season where it was like no one's fucking coming close to Mercedes.
But then I disagree. I think by the end of 2020, Red Bull had a very competitive
by the end
car.
of 2020, Red Bull
were probably on par.
They were on.
Well, this makes me. I seen an article the other day I read, and a lot of them are saying that Red Bull is a better team than Mercedes, and I tend to agree. They managed to win the fight last year, not by merit. Lewis Hamilton should have won, but they still took it to Mercedes. Meanwhile, they developed the 2022 car, which is far and above the rest of them. 2020, they had one season to beat the W11, and by the end of it, they were on par with the W11.
Yeah.
Like, I think Red Bull over the last 5 years has probably been a better team than Mercedes has.
They have been. It's just probably engine providers.
Yeah.
Mainly. That's literally the fact that Renault and Honda have been their engine providers. That's what set them back. You think about it, because all the aero dominant circuits, Red Bull were closer to Mercedes. And then when it was power dominant, Mercedes was like, see you later.
Yeah.
So now they've got an engine and they're a little bit more up to par. Like, they're better aerodynamically, and now they've got an engine for it.
But it's crazy because obviously the AlphaTauri runs the Red Bull powertrains engine, and that thing is slow as fuck on a straight.
The AlphaTauri looks shit
It's
this year.
so crap this year.
Shocking.
But it runs a Red Bull engine, which is quick. It's quick on the straight. Did you see the FP1 speed results from... I think Max Verstappen got 341 on the straight, and everyone else was 320 something.
I know.
Like, it was, honestly, the bar graph was fucked, and I was like, how are you meant to compete with that?
Yeah, it's I think Mercedes isn't as quick purely because they can't reduce the drag enough.
Yeah.
Hamilton was actually saying that they know what the problem is. They can fix it. They just can't do it this season.
Which is it's going to be interesting next year.
So we'll see.
Do you reckon they're going to come out with a full new car? I reckon they're going to go side pods. I don't reckon they're sticking to the side podless design. Because I read another interesting article that states the reason they're so draggy is they've got no side pods to stop the air hitting the rear tyres. And it's the rear tyres that are actually creating the drag on the car.
Could be.
Whereas the side pods, you can direct the airflow down underneath, like through your rear suspension.
Makes
Mercedes
sense,
just sit there open like that. Yeah. So
they look so good in Hungary, though.
I know. Like, really good in Hungary.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll fucking see.
But again... Yeah, that car is so track specific, and apparently it's such a small operating window to get it in.
Yeah, but the point being, from 2014, was it 14 when they started with the hybrid era? Yeah, they would have.
Yep.
From 2014.
Yeah, that's when the Halo was introduced. Was it 2017 the Halo came in?
Yeah, so it was Rosberg Hamilton, right?
Were the V8 hybrids?
Sorry?
Were the V8 hybrids?
So 2013 was the first year that Hamilton went to Mercedes. I think they finished third or something, or fourth in the constructors. That was V8s, the last year of the V8s.
Yep.
They then went to hybrid. Rosberg and Hamilton versing each other. Funnily enough, I actually found out that Mercedes purposely ran it 60% with their engine because they were worried that they'd have to change the regulations. That whole season they dominated in 2014. They were running at 50% because they didn't want to get
fucking hell.
Held back.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Rosberg for beating 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton at Equal Machinery.
So 2014 Rosberg, 2015 Rosberg, but Hamilton versing, 2016 once again, Hamilton versus Rosberg, close racing.
Yep.
It was good to watch. 2017, Hamilton versus Ferrari.
Yep.
2018 Hamilton versus Vettel. 2019
Vettel on that Ferrari in 2018 was.
Yeah,
I've actually gone back and watched a lot of these races.
It was a mint season, man.
Spa with Mercedes Ferrari, that was a good race.
Yeah, it was a mint season, man.
Yeah,
and then 2019 was Ferrari Mercedes as well.
Yep.
That was Leclerc and Vettel, so that was Leclerc's first year in Ferrari, and they were fucking smashing it until Japan, where they got
the engine, fuel sensor.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they were nowhere, and it's go figure.
Yeah, but they wouldn't release it. But it was
they wouldn't release it, but
obvious, wasn't it?
It was the timer, so the sensor was timed specifically. Different to when the oil or the fuel release was.
It was a fuel regulation.
Yeah, so that way it didn't pick up on the different levels. Very very fucking smart way to cheat.
I don't know if it's really cheating. It's just you've just developed the car to work around the regulations. It's a grey area.
It is, A very
Which
grey
is why
area.
the FIA didn't release it, because it's not
Well,
directly cheating.
The way that it got called out was literally Red Bull thought of every way that Ferrari could cheat, developed it, and then went to Ferrari and said, "Hey, can we do this?" And they were like, "No, you can't." And then FIA updated their regulations. Ferrari were doing one of those things. I think they sent across 3 or 4 different things that they suspected Ferrari of doing,
It's pretty crazy how smart
and
these
they
teams are.
developed how they would do it
Yeah.
to cheat. Showed the FIA, and they were like, "If we do this, we're not saying Ferrari are doing this, but if we do, can we do this?" And they were like, "No." And then all of a sudden, Ferrari dropped off. So, yeah. Anyway, Red Bull, Ferrari versus Mercedes, 2019,
Yep.
with that
Right.
rocket ship.
Yep.
2020 was the only year where it was like,
Mercedes
bro, no
was
one's
just-
holding a candle to fucking Mercedes.
But then by the end of it, Red Bull were back
and
up
then
there.
Red Bull were there. And then 2021 was one of the fucking most intense seasons you'll see
Yeah.
in a decade or a
like-
century.
We obviously hate Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
I actually don't really hate Max Verstappen. I hate Red Bull.
I cannot.
I don't like Helmut Marko,
It
and I don't
makes
like
me
Christian Horner.
angry.
But I think Max Verstappen's not a bad guy. I actually don't mind Max. I just wish he had a nicer team around him. If I'm real. But Max deserved to win the championship, not in the way he did. He was on par with Lewis that year, and he should have won, but not in the way he did. Even Toto's come out and Lewis and said he deserved to win, but just not the way he did.
Yeah, either
And
of
that's
them,
the reason
either
that
of
I
them
hate it.
deserve to win the way, like, deserve to win that season for whatever reason. Like, Verstappen got unlucky in Baku, but then so did Hamilton, so that cancelled each other out.
Yep.
Like, that's a fucking flick of a button. Like, you can say that's obviously bad driving or whatever it is, but it's literally one button. Grow up. Hamilton was unlucky too.
Yeah.
Monza, they both would have had a decent result. Hamilton was on track to beat Verstappen in that
Yeah.
race. Verstappen and Hamilton both got greedy in that corner. They both took each other out. That cancels each other out.
See, I still just on that
Silverstone,
race,
yeah, go on.
I reckon Daniel still would have won. Even
Yeah,
if
he
they
still
did
would have
crash out,
won.
he still would have won.
Yeah, he still would have won. Hamilton would have beat Verstappen.
Yeah, 100%.
Silverstone, once again, Verstappen and Hamilton.
Verstappen didn't give enough space.
Verstappen
We've seen how
didn't leave enough
Verstappen raced
space.
Leclerc in that
I
corner
know.
this year, and he gave Leclerc space.
I know.
So
But it's beside the point.
arguments dead in the
Hamilton
water.
probably would have beat Verstappen in that one too, I
Yeah,
reckon.
probably.
So there's a few. And then you go back to other ones. I think Verstappen had lost out on a couple as well. But
Yeah.
then, like,
It would have
the
been
amount
very
of-
even.
The amount of corners that Verstappen had ran Hamilton completely off the track. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been just as close if all the bad luck didn't swerve either
Yeah.
way. So either of them would have deserved to win that championship.
Yeah, that's what
Point-
I'm saying.
yeah, point
he
being-
deserved to win, but he just not the
Yeah.
way he did.
Point being is you come into this year with Red Bull and Verstappen, and it's fucking boring. Like,
But I think it's because we have a vendetta against Red Bull.
no, not
If
really.
that was
'cause-
Lewis Hamilton, you'd be like, "There's my fucking champ." Don't
Yeah,
let-
but-
you have to.
But even then, I would have been like, okay, well, let's see who's fighting for second and third. Like,
Yep.
and I was excited at the start of the year. I was like, fuck yeah, like
Yeah,
Leclerc
so
and
was.
Verstappen, they're going to go toe to toe
And Ferrari
all
just
season.
doing fucking Ferrari.
And then
things.
Ferrari are just disappointing. Yeah,
You'd have to be pissed if you're Leclerc. Ferrari.
I would be
thrown that
'cause he's
championship
got
out
a,
the window
he's got a deal until 2024. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
I'd be going to Mercedes if I was Leclerc.
Well, just quickly, we'll end it because I know a lot of our viewers do like it, but a lot of us hate the F1
Yeah, but
drive
fuck
talk.
off. It's been 6 weeks. You can
Yeah.
bear through
Fuck
this.
off!
Yeah.
Well, the rumors are with DR. I don't think he's not getting to drive next year,
I know.
and I believe
Surely
he's.
he goes to Williams, man.
But why? They're not going to take him.
Why not?
They've got Albon there. You don't reckon?
Dude, fuck.
You-
Get rid of Latifi. He just got beaten by De Vries.
But they
on a
might
debut.
fucking sign.
They'll
Well, actually,
sign De Vries.
yeah, but nah, because we'll see. What is the reason for doing that? De Vries is a 27-year-old with no. He's not young.
It doesn't matter.
But
he
Diaz-
can jump in for fuck all money and outperform what they had.
Well,
and
this is
have
why I
two drivers getting in the points.
But this is what I'm saying with DR. DR's like, I'm only racing if it makes sense. He's not just racing to have a seat. So I don't think he sees that with Williams. But if he did, he would easily get the seat there because he's
Jenson
not that
Button-
much older than De Vries. He's got way more weight, like experience, to be able to help them develop that car into a winning car again. It looks good this year. It's not a bad car.
It actually is looking good after the break.
They reckon with the upgrade package, apparently it's really hard to get into the window where it operates well, but he is a driver that I reckon would benefit Williams. It would be a two-way partnership.
Jenson Button was saying that he reckons that the Williams is on a really good trajectory. He's
Yeah.
he knows about the situation going on at the
Yeah.
moment. And Jenson Button was there when fucking it was transitioning into Braun GP,
Exactly.
which then became Mercedes.
Yeah.
Which then fucking dominated. But,
Yeah. So
he knows a thing or two, and he's helping with the development. So,
Yeah, I don't think personally. I don't think he drives
Ricciardo's
next year.
driving next year.
I think.
I would love him to go and do a stint in V8 supercars for next season.
I don't think he will. He's going to be a reserve driver. I reckon he'll be a reserve driver for Mercedes, and he'll negotiate a seat for 2024. That's what I'm
but
thinking.
how? Where?
There's a lot of drivers finishing up in 2024. Checo Perez finishes up in 2024.
He's not going to Red Bull.
You don't reckon?
Ricciardo is not going to Red
Imagine
Bull.
he goes to Red Bull and just beats Verstappen. I'd absolutely shit in that Dutch man's throat.
I reckon Verstappen's going to succeed Hamilton in terms of like at Mercedes. I also think Verstappen's going to get. I think he's going to get more championships than Hamilton.
You reckon he's going to get more than 7? No. By the time 2026 hits, a lot of these cars will be up and running. Mercedes, I reckon, will be up in the fight next year.
Yeah, but I don't know who's holding a candle to him once Hamilton's gone. Who's competing with Verstappen?
I don't think Russell is honestly on that level. Not yet, but I reckon you give him a competitive car. You seen how he raced him at was it Canada?
Spain.
Raced him very well.
He did.
I think George is honestly the third best driver on the grid.
I think he is. George is doing really well. The way that people are saying he's smashing Hamilton, like
He's not.
he's not. Like
Hamilton was a test dummy for half the season.
yeah, he's not. I think Hamilton, in theory, would be if you're going off of luck here, because apparently that's valid.
Yep.
Yeah, Hamilton would be winning the season if not for some bad luck with safety cars and back of the grid starts and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
anyway,
I mean, P19 to P5 at Monza.
yeah.
Great
it's
race.
not bad, especially Monza's pretty hard to overtake.
Yeah, great race.
But anyway, I think Russell might hold a candle to Verstappen, but other than that,
Leclerc on speed can, but over a few laps.
yeah, Leclerc's not beating Verstappen over a season.
Verstappen's just matured to the point now where he just drives consistently for the whole lap.
Leclerc
race.
sees a psychologist now because he was like making so many mistakes. He wanted to fucking address it.
Mm.
Like I think it was spoken about at France. He was seeing like a psychologist because he kept making mistakes.
Yeah.
So, Leclerc won't beat Verstappen over a season. There's Russell. Norris won't beat Verstappen over a
Everyone's
season.
like Russell's world championship material. He's not winning a world championship McLaren. McLaren.
You mean Norris, by the way?
Norris, sorry. I think McLaren make, if not the same, if not worse strategy calls than Ferrari do.
McLaren are shocking. McLaren will not
honestly,
go anywhere with Zach Brown.
One of the worst teams on this grid at the moment. Their strategy calls, the way they've treated Daniel, but everything. Like,
McLaren won't develop a race-winning car like a championship-winning car. I don't think.
Nah.
For a fucking long time.
And I know DR's not performed, but I think he made a big mistake leaving Renault Alpine to go to McLaren. Because had you looked at McLaren's trajectory from 2018 onwards, great trajectory. I mean, 2021 they had a great car.
Yeah, and logically speaking, you'd think, oh, okay, McLaren's progressing with the Renault. Mercedes is about to be their manufacturer. Not their manufacturer, their engine manufacturer.
Turns out, fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked. But, yeah.
I thought Renault were looking good. I thought it was a bit weird that he just randomly left, but
I don't know if Renault were looking good, but DR put that car in 2020 in place it shouldn't have been. 5th in the constructors in a fucking Renault. With the Alpine this year, he'd be up there.
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Well,
Is what it is. Enough F1.
I'm going to put timestamps on the video, so you'll be able to, if you don't like F1, you'll be able to skip the last 10 minutes or so, but fuck yous if you don't, because we enjoy it.
Absolutely.
But speaking of sports, right?
Yep.
I've got a bit of a baffling situation to run by you.
Okay.
What's your opinion on most improved trophies? That is a backhanded compliment slap in the face.
Most improved trophies are the biggest punch in the fucking head you can get. That's like saying you were shocking last year.
You were pretty bad at the start of this year.
You still haven't won best and fairest, which means you're not the best.
Yeah.
But you're definitely a lot better than the shithole that you were putting in last year.
But you could still be the worst player in that team. You're just not as bad as you were before.
I know.
Because they're not saying how far you've gone. If you were the worst player, you were absolutely woeful, and you still could be horrible, but you just improved the most.
100% you could be.
Because everyone above you is not needing to improve that much.
No.
And this is what I'm saying. It's a backhanded trophy that shouldn't exist.
I think best and fairest, or whatever you want.
Best and fairest, runner-up, Coaches Award.
Coaches Award.
Players Award.
Yeah, Players Award. And then, like, depending on if the best and fairest, like, I guess if it's a points-based thing or a goals-based thing, like a leading
goal scorer,
try scorer, goal, whatever it is.
We used to have the Parents Award. The parents would vote for who they thought was the best player.
That's actually a good call.
Because I feel like the parents see things that coaches don't.
I think there should be a Parents Award and not a Coaches Award. Unless it's a coaching committee.
Because I almost feel like the Coaches Award is a lot of the time going to go to the best and fairest, but obviously he knows and he's not going to choose the same person.
Yeah.
But we all know, for example, when we played the Cougars, there was a certain individual, ZJ, or to say his initials, was by far the best player in the junior team. Shout on everyone else. He didn't win the Coaches Award. He should have. But then I guess the
But
coaches
then again,
award.
was he putting in effort
Well,
at training as
yes,
well?
he shat on everyone.
At training?
Yeah, he was good.
Oh, okay. I just, there's some people who are just naturally fucking guns,
Yeah.
and then they're not actually putting in as much effort as far as like,
Yeah.
If there's some guy who's not really like top of the goal sheet or whatever you want to fucking call it,
Yeah.
but he's fucking running around like probably a ruckman, for example.
Yeah.
You know,
But does a coach's
they're
award-
not a standout fucking player from an actual
Nah,
stats standpoint.
exactly
but
right.
They're fucking putting in effort.
Yeah.
That's the coach.
That's what I'm saying. The coaches award is that it's not just skill, is it? It's
No, it's like
team duties.
It's like
who's
without
putting
this
in the effort.
without the fucking engine of this team, we're nothing.
Because he might not make the flashy plays and get all the touches, but without him on the field, your whole team
He's
falls to
chasing
shit.
down kickers. He's fucking pressuring them.
Exactly.
He's like,
Yeah, okay, that's true.
you know. And
I
in,
didn't
I
think
guess
of
in rugby, obviously you're fucking in the middle of the park making all the tackles.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
fucking whatever sport it is.
Yeah.
The one that's not the flashy player, but the one that's putting in fucking 120% while you guys are fucking putting in
Yeah.
90.
Because I was a fat kid growing up, and in junior footy, I won the most improved award. I think when I was year 6 or year 7, I was a fat kid, not athletic. But I think that year I tried, But I also think the coaches just felt pity.
You know,
they
when
felt
like,
bad for me.
Because did you in junior
I think there
have
was a-
like man of the match and it'd be like 100 jacks gift card?
Yeah,
or something like,
yeah.
You know how like he just goes in a rotation,
Yeah,
with, like
yeah.
usuals, and then all of a sudden like this kid who's never done anything good, and
He's never even touched the football.
He randomly gets it, and you're like, this guy just got like pity fucking. Award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude could have it's just his turn that year. That it's the last game of the season. He
Yeah.
hasn't got it yet. He
Yeah.
sat on the bench, but the coach was
This
like,
guy could have banged in 7 tries, had the game of his life. He could be battling fucking demons in a court case.
Yeah.
And he's fucking played the out of his skin. And it's gone to fucking Kev, who's jumped on for a minute for the final whistle.
this guy, he sat on the bench all day doing the team thing.
Yeah, he
did it for the team. And that's what's
you know,
important
he
about a
knew,
team sport.
He knew what would get the game won, and he knew it was him not playing. And for that, I respect him.
So get yourself a fucking
Get
happy
yourself
meal.
a $5 soft serve.
A happy meal with apple slices from McDonald's.
Go ahead and hold off on the chips, mate, 'cause you need to lose some weight if you ever
He's
want to
like-
see him out of the match again.
He's like, I've just got this award. Can I get my soft serve? Sorry, kid, the soft serve machine's out.
Sorry, kid, it's actually not valid. I don't know what the fuck you've been given, mate. It just literally is a receipt saying Macca's.
It's just a sticky note with
you've
one
been-
soft serve.
You've been stitched up by your coach, mate. I'm sorry, mate, but you've clearly not won man of the match. And as soon as he's run off happy, the coach is like, now that fuckwit's gone. Here's the real man of the match. Fucking
Man of the match.
striker.
My son.
mate. Oh,
You played center the whole game, mate.
I knew you were going to score plenty of goals because if you didn't, I was fucking booting the shit out of you.
Yeah,
mate.
we're in the final. We just lost because of you, but you deserve it.
You know the
mate.
coach's kid gets beaten.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
It's got to be see, my dad used to coach baseball, but I won runner-up best and fairest.
My
that year.
dad fucked me up. No, he didn't fuck me up that bad, but like I remember when we
My
were
dad
coaching
left
team.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He did.
Um,
My dad was coaching my team one year, a couple of years, I can't remember. And I remember there was like selectors for states that came down,
mhm.
and he fucking was so angry at me because I pulled my hamstring, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Like,
What do you want me to do?
yeah, fucking, it was a shit. I didn't do well with pressure back then either. To be fair,
Yeah,
like, as soon as I was getting graded or like judged or something, I just all of a sudden played like shit. Now a different story. I actually really like competition, but initially I fucking hated it.
See, this was the funny thing, right? So when I first went to the Cougars, I used to play for Thornley, right? And I went to Canning Vale, and what did I do? I did the pre-season and I did my knee. But up until playing, take this with a grain of salt, but like I trained very well. Like on the training field, in that for the first, I think it was the first year of Colts there. I trained exceptionally well, like hitting my kicks. Like I was an effective ball user, and I
Yeah.
got told a lot of the time, like, we think you're going to be a key player. Played the first game. Now, bear in mind, I'd been out the whole of preseason. I hadn't been able to run with my knee, my
Yeah.
ACL and shit. So I was unfit as fuck. Jumped on, played horrible because of the pressure and the nerves of the game.
Yeah.
Instantly just took a hit there.
Oh,
But
fucked you
prior
up.
to playing, everyone, like all the coaches, were like, "We think you're going to be the difference, like a key player here." And I was like, "Fuck yeah," because I was training phenomenally well.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's the thing. I think when it's new to you, being told that you're fucking like gonna do well, or in that situation, and then you get like fucking judged or graded or whatever,
Yeah.
you get put that competition in, and then you fuck up,
Yep.
and it's the first time.
That's it.
That's a hit, man. That's fucking. You're
Never going to
you're
get. You
down
never.
for the
Yeah.
count.
Now you've
And then
got
you doubt
confidence
yourself.
issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that was like me for fucking ages, and then like naturally you're like, actually, I'm actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah. See, I never. Like, I've honestly that I was like, I was fucking training well.
Mm.
And then after that, I was like, so if I play football again, which I think I'm going to play next year, I'm going to a different club because I need to start fresh.
Okay.
I'm now, an 85 kilo man with a fair bit of muscle on me, cut down, get fit. I'm a different beast, mate.
Mm.
I'm the same guy, different beast. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I just, back to that. I don't think the most improved should be a trophy because
Yeah,
if you
definitely
give
not.
it to the wrong kid, he's going home and crying at night for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's getting bullied in the team. The
Yeah.
people
Oh,
are
there
going to
goes
be like,
fucking
you were the
most improved.
shittest at the start of the year.
Yeah.
You're still shit, but you're not as shit.
I remember we had a really... Oh, I don't want to say his name, though. I don't want to say his name.
Initials, like I did.
Well, but part of the play...
What was that?
part of the play has his name in it.
Oh.
There was a shocking kid, right? He dropped the ball. Like, we put him on the wing because we had nowhere else to put him, right?
Yep. This is rugby, by the way.
Yeah, given a red hot crack, right? But he dropped the ball all the time. He was like timid, blah, 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 blah. Like, his dad probably tried to get him into rugby, like toughen him up or whatever it was,
Yeah.
right? We felt bad, so we named a play after him. And it was called a different word, other words you could use for, let's say, tornado or hurricane. I'm not going to say what it is.
Twister.
No, it's something else, but it has his name in it, right? It's a unique name. So anyway, point being, and you know what? If you're watching this for some miraculous reason, mate, I hope you're doing well. And I don't mean
Hope
anything
you're
bad
better
by
than you
this.
were back in the day, buddy.
Anyway, point being is we named a play after him because
Yep.
we needed to include him, and basically it was like a kind of 2-pass second receiver.
The
behind.
play was never fucking used, though.
We would do it, and we learned. Me and my mate, we were the 5'8" and halfback, or I was like fullback and slash 5'8". So we'd be the kickers that would kick to him, and he just would drop the ball all the time. So it was basically you'd do like a play, kick across, you'd bring in like the winger so that he'd be free because no one would mark him, and then he'd obviously score, go through. He'd always drop it, so he figured out a way to put the ball on the ground instead. So all he had to do was just fucking touch it like that. But it's just shit like that, and you're like, mate, like that's probably the better way, if any, to do something for that kid who's obviously not as great, rather than being like fucking, let's give him the most improved award or the
100%.
achievement award or
Yeah.
something.
Because I remember it was just fucked.
Yeah.
I got it that one year, and it was rough.
And it's just
It was
downhill
rough.
from
No
there.
one looks at you as like, you think it's a good award. Like, I remember mum was like, good job. And I'm like, are
You're
you
like,
taking
I'm
the
fucking
piss, bro?
bashing it, yeah. I've got some more interesting news to share to you about karting after this as well.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why I like karting so much, because no one thinks we're going to win. So then, like, if
we do
well,
win.
it's
Like, when you
fucking-
put it on second, I guarantee no one in that field was like, who the fuck's
they're like,
Josh
I don't know,
Melling?
They know who fucking Luca Rossi is and Van Rompuy and shit like that.
And Van Dingelberg, you mean?
And then I get straight off the fucking,
By Van Dingelberg.
Van Dinkelberg.
Yeah. I've got a bit of an update for you, really, quickly, that happened today, mate.
Yeah.
Getting glasses.
Oh, yeah.
When I got my eyes tested this morning, and
You
they're
need 'em.
fucked.
Oh,
They are fucked.
can't see shit.
No, I was driving in Adelaide the other day, and I was looking at a street sign. I was like, can you just read that? And they're like, yeah. I was like, I can't fucking see with that.
Ah.
Till it was about 20 metres away, and then I could see it.
You going to get contacts?
Nah. I'll see how I feel about glasses.
Contacts are weird, man.
I feel like I look pretty good with glasses, if I'm real.
Fair enough.
So, like, I've got two. So I've got a pair of sunnies because it's like I can't see far away, so I've got nearsighted. So I've got glasses to help me drive. So I was like, I'll get a pair of sunnies. I'll just get a pair of clears. I've got the anti-glare and the blue light on it. So,
Cool. Fuck yeah.
but yeah, they're going to come in 2 weeks, mate. So big change.
Big man glasses,
I'm
dog.
going to be called, I actually changed my Instagram after you bullied the fuck out of me on that podcast that we tried to air, but it fucked up.
The underscore.
I've changed my tag to now just Joshua Michael, one word. All right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Good on ya.
Yeah, because
I was saying you had a
shit.
bitch ass fucking. Mine looks nice.
PG
aesthetic.
Melling. What does
PG
that
Melling.
mean?
That's fucking mint.
Pussy guy Melling. Pathetic guy Melling.
Point guard Melling. Nah. And then you got Josh underscore Michael 33.
It's bad.
It's just not the same.
So now it's just at Joshua Michael.
Great one.
So
There you go,
I'm just
banger.
on the classic. I was going to say BM Michael. Big man Big man Michael.
AK Michael.
We could AK Michael.
AK Racing.
But yeah, so I changed that today after your fucking valid input. No, it wasn't even valued input. It was just a load of shit that came out of your mouth.
Just absolutely hurled it on you.
Yeah, out of nowhere. You're like, here's my Instagram tag. By the way, yours is fucking shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
literally.
oh, thanks,
yeah,
man.
Just so you know, social right there, PG Melling. Now at Joshua Michael.
Joshua Michael, over in the
Formerly
bottom.
known as Josh underscore Michael 33.
Yep, formerly.
How long have we been doing this for, mate?
It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
We started it in the new year, so it's been probably
Yeah,
eight
remember
months,
that
9 months.
We're in some strife here, mate.
It's been 8 months.
We're in some strife.
How many? We got to figure out. We had a goal to reach the subscribers.
It was supposed to be however many days we were doing it. And we definitely been doing it for more than 170 days, mate.
Yeah, so we're fucked.
Yeah, we've
But
got some catching up
I'm
to do.
honestly, what I'm thinking, right, is we're gonna dedicate the Friday night, non-negotiable.
Yep,
Non-negotiable. It's happening for. I might even tell Dad, don't book any appointments on Friday
this
night.
is important.
So we'll do it Friday night, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna want to do is I want to edit it on the Friday night.
Well, yeah, because if it's Friday night, we've got the weekend free, so you just give me some shit as well, and I'll edit it.
So yeah.
Yeah,
But it's been 50 minutes.
that is fucking enough.
And it's a good podcast to come back to. I think we had quite a decent one. I was excited to film this, and I still feel like we had a great podcast.
Yeah.
If this audio is corrupt, you will never hear from me again because I
genuinely
will.
think our page has been deleted. If this audio is corrupt.
If this audio is corrupt,
it's going to take a lot of fucking.
We're back though.
Strength
Yeah, we're strength.
to stop me
Yep.
from pressing delete account.
Yep. Because if this audio is corrupt, I'm tying concrete cinder blocks to my ankles and I'm going for a swim.
The let us know though with the carding format that we did, so that carding video for the Gold Star round at Bunbury. If you liked that commentary post race that we did, let us know because we're gonna do it again probably.
We're gonna. What I think we should start doing too is just other, like
We're gonna do a golf video.
maybe do
soon.
some golf videos because
Yeah.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just anything, bro. What
we
if we
could
go
do-
like
we could do a
putt putting
golf-
and shit with? I don't know. You got a missus.
I guess I do. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I do.
If we do anything, we could vlog random shit.
Yeah.
Like. Anyway, we're gonna put out some interesting content.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aiming for a few TikToks per week, probably two
Yeah,
TikToks
look, we
a week.
say this shit every time. You guys
Nah,
already know the deal.
it is going-
You guys know the deal.
Guys, you don't know the deal.
We'll see you
We are
guys
new men.
next year. It's Christmas. It's smashing down with rain now.
It is too. Fuck Perth weather. Adelaide was really nice weather
Oh,
actually.
it's nice to know.
Rain for the first day and then beautiful.
Bro,
weather
it wasn't
the
even
rest.
supposed to be raining today.
Yeah, I thought it was clearing up.
Yeah, it's
today
supposed to be
into the
clear till
weekend.
fucking Monday next week. Anyway, guys,
Thanks for listening, watching. Sorry for
if you're still there, if you're even a fan still.
yeah. Thanks to this. I don't think the views are going to be high on this video,
But I
but
think we're going to clock about 5. And
We're gonna-
4 of them are going to be me.
we're going to push to TikTok.
just seeing if it's still working or not.
I think we, as a podcast, deserve the most improved trophy.
I think we do. I
Honestly.
think we are that podcast.
But I reckon by the end of the year, if we stay on our shit now, we can reach 250 subscribers.
I'm making about 100 accounts then to get that 250, mate. Because of our 169 or whatever it is,
Just-
there's probably about 1 active, and that's me.
Just quickly, mate. Camera, zoom in on that, mate. We got the Bubble O Bill business socks in there. Bubble O Bill, man. You remember them?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad ice
I'm
cream. I
gonna
had one not
start
long ago.
wearing regularly like different funny socks.
Yeah, I've got
to work.
Bubble O Bill. I've got M&M socks. I've got...
I'm gonna get some socks with your face on them. I reckon.
Let's do it.
Let's
I'll
do it.
get,
Let's order 'em.
yeah, like Lando and Daniel did the faces on it.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get it on our
yeah.
socks.
Yeah.
Or maybe I might get a puffer vest with like faces all over it. Something.
Fuck yeah. Let's do
But it's been a pleasure.
it. It has.
Thanks for clocking back in for the six week hiatus.
Yep. And we'll see you in another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's hope this audio works.
We'll see you in a week.
We'll see you.
Calling it.
We're uploading this tonight.
I'm going to go home and edit it now. And I want to get it up tonight.
Tonight.
And like tomorrow morning. Because more people are going to watch it tomorrow morning.
Sure. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning,
And
8
then
a.m.
a
this will
Wednesday
air.
podcast. So we've got 1 day turnaround basically before we record again.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
And
commitment.
then, you're not going to believe it, we're recording on the Friday. So we're recording in 2 days' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a lot more topics though.
That's good.
So,
That's fantastic.
but we've been saying fucking goodbye for 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah,
Pull
well,
yourself together.
fucking- all right.
We started saying goodbye at 51. Okay, 2 minutes, 2.5
All right.
minutes.
3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
Goodbye.